You know, when we think about science, our minds usually jump to formulas, data, and machines. But what if the most important part of science is actually its human story? That's exactly what we're going to dig into today.
Go ahead. Picture a science museum in your head right now. What do you see? Maybe those giant dinosaur skeletons? Or shiny, complex machines humming away? Or maybe just rows and rows of glass cases filled with cold, hard facts. It's so easy to see science as this sterile thing, totally separate from our messy, everyday human lives.
But today, we're going to take a different kind of tour. We're going to look past the exhibits themselves to find the human stories hiding behind them, the sparks of creativity, the tough ethical questions, and the rich culture that are all tangled up in scientific discovery. Okay, so our first stop takes us right into the heart of the whole creative process. We're going to explore the minds that dream up these world-changing ideas and the incredible machines they build to make those ideas real. So, take a look here. On one side, you have this popular myth of the lone genius, that eureka moment, right? A sudden flash of effortless brilliance. But on the other side, well, that's the reality. The real history of science shows that breakthroughs are almost never a single event. They're a long story of patience, of relentless curiosity, and of having the guts to fail and just try again. And this quote just nails that idea perfectly. Scientific creativity isn't all about crunching numbers. It's a process of refinement, kind of like a writer wrestling with a single sentence over and over. It's all about shaping an idea with imagination and revision until, finally, it becomes clear. And of course, that creative spark doesn't stay locked up in someone's head. It becomes tangible. It turns into gears and levers, circuits and code. These incredible machines that work with a kind of precision that was once just an abstract thought. This is where human imagination becomes physical. And that brings up a really important question for all of us. I mean, these machines make our lives unbelievably efficient. But have you ever stopped to think about what we're trading for that efficiency? In this relentless push for precision, where's the room for human emotion, for our own individuality? It's a huge tension in our modern world. All right, now let's turn the lens inward. We've looked at the machines we create. Next up, we're going to explore the science of ourselves. How biology and technology don't just explain who we are, but are actually actively shaping our identities. When you look at anatomical models of the human body, you start to see past all the surface-level stuff that seems to divide us. You realize that our deepest experiences, our memories, our feelings, our sense of who we are, they're all rooted in the exact same biological processes. It's a really powerful reminder of our fundamental shared humanity. But our identity isn't just a product of our biology. The technology we invent has a funny way of inventing us right back. Just think about the car. It wasn't just a new way to get from point A to point B. No way. It created the suburbs, it totally reshaped our cities, and it gave birth to the road trip. It completely rewrote the story of modern life. And this follows a really predictable pattern, doesn't it? First, a new technology arrives, and it offers us all this freedom and convenience. Then, that convenience completely reshapes how we live and work. But then, inevitably, new challenges start to pop up. Environmental issues, social consequences, things the inventors probably never saw coming. Okay, for our final stop on this journey, we're going to tackle some of the biggest questions of all. Where do we come from, and what is our place in the world? In a place like a marine gallery, you're reminded of something so fundamental. Water isn't just H2O. It's this powerful symbol of our shared origin. It's the one thread that connects every single living thing on this planet back to a single ancient story. And when you truly grasp that connection, the idea that we all came from the same aquatic cradle, your whole perspective just shifts. You go from being a simple observer of nature to feeling like an active participant, someone who is deeply aware of our planet's delicate, fragile balance. And all of that brings us to this one simple, undeniable fact. We have one shared planet. Understanding our interconnected past makes it crystal clear that we have a shared responsibility for its future. So let's bring all these different threads together. What have we actually learned on this tour? We've seen that science isn't some abstract field of study over in a corner. At its core, it's our own human story. First up, science is patience. It's not about those sudden flashes of genius. It's about the slow, often frustrating, repeated effort that's required for any real creation or discovery.
Science is also connection. When we look at our shared biology, all the external things that seem to divide us start to fade away, and what's left is our fundamental shared humanity.
And absolutely, science demands reflection. It's not enough to just invent things. We have to constantly be asking about the impact of our own creations, weighing the convenience they give us against the new problems they might create. And that leads us to our final, huge takeaway. Science is, ultimately, responsibility. It gives us the knowledge to understand where we came from and the impact we have, and with that knowledge comes the duty to act as guardians of our fragile world. So, if we accept that science isn't just a pile of data, but is the ongoing collective story of all of us, our curiosity, our creativity, our consequences, it leaves us with one last crucial question. What chapter are we writing next?